All right, folks, the President of the United States is missing right now. Donald Trump hasn't had a public event in around a week. Matter of fact, the only time that the American people have seen Trump over the past 7 days has been a pre-taped Fox News interview that we talked about on the show, where he looked terrible and he had some cognitive decline moments, but also him leaving the White House to go to his golf club in Virginia. That's it. We have not seen Donald Trump other than that. He has not been on camera other than that. And it seems like the White House is scrambling right now to answer questions about Trump's health, and they're not doing a good job of it. So I want to start here that Trump has no public events on his schedule again today. The last time he was seen publicly for something other than that pre-taped interview was 6 days ago on Wednesday, May 27th for his cabinet meeting. And the interesting fact there is that he went to Walter Reed the day before. And of course, since then, we've gotten his medical report, which many doctors are calling out the many red flags in it, such as testing numbers being missing or numbers looking inflated or just out of order for somebody like Donald Trump, who does not exercise and eats McDonald's and things like that. They seem to be boosting up the report and omitting things from the report that are important, such as, there's no conversation of the rash that Donald Trump had on his neck or any of the sleeping he does in meetings these days. They just completely ignored those things, and a lot of doctors are concerned about what was not in the report and what they did include in the report. Now, I will mention that Donald Trump has been seen a little bit, and that's him returning to his Virginia golf club for a second straight day. This was on May 31st, 2026, so just the previous weekend, another back-to-back weekend at a Trump property. He loves to go golfing. But while on the way to one of his golf courses, or the Virginia golf course, a photographer caught a photo of him in the Beast, and he does not look good. I mean, he looks dazed, he looks lost, he looks confused in this photo. It went incredibly viral. Certainly something the White House did not want you to see. But that is what Donald Trump looked like as he was going to his Virginia golf club, just days removed from his third hospital visit in 13 months. And I also want to point out that this is verifiable for anybody at home. You, me, anybody. We can look at Donald Trump's schedule. It is public information. So, for example, on June 2nd, you can see that there has been no public meeting from Donald Trump. I mean, it says the president participates at 2 p.m. in a policy meeting. It's closed. The president participates in a pre-taped interview. It's closed. The president participates in a policy meeting in another policy meeting. All of it has been closed to the press. And that's the same thing for yesterday on Monday, June 1st of 2026. All of it is closed to the press. And we can even go back to the previous month, in May, and all of it for the past few days has been closed. And they do note that he went to his golf club in Virginia, but really no public appearances from Donald Trump. And it's been a pretty consistent thing. And you have to be wondering why that is. Of course, not only is Donald Trump missing and he hasn't been seen publicly, but he has some very concerning medical issues, such as what we covered on the show recently, him posting 50 times online in one day. And this is the list. I compiled it. It took me a long time to put together, but all of these posts in just one day from Donald Trump, that is cause for concern. If you're an American and you're looking at this, most Americans haven't posted 50 times on social media in their lifetime, let alone Donald Trump doing it in one day. And he's the president of the United States. You don't have time to be posting 50 times on social media. They've actually given a pretty insane explanation for his manic posting. The White House offered an explanation for Trump's social media activity that is as unhinged as the president's posts themselves. After a Daily Beast analysis found that Trump uploaded 861 times, and reposts, of course, included in that number in May. Those were his most ever in a single month. But the White House told the Beast that the reason for the barrage is simply that Trump's social media platform is hotter than ever. That's their explanation. Quote, "Truth Social has never been hotter, and it's because Trump offers his unfiltered and direct thoughts to the American people without the biased media taking him out of context." She added, "The American people have never had a president as transparent as Trump, who shares his thoughts with them in real time on all the important issues." Apparently, according to the White House, this is him sharing his thoughts, such as him posting an AI photo of him as a basketball player, or talking about a golden dome over the White House, or talking about a drone port, or posting just a bunch of random AI images. This is what the White House says. Donald Trump is being transparent. That's what they call transparency, and they think that this is a good thing. And as we mentioned, the health report, not great from Donald Trump, but leaves a lot of key blanks unfilled, such as specific testing numbers, and all of this is part and parcel. All of it is combined. And now the White House has actually been asked about Donald Trump's recent health checkup and what's going on with the president, and they gave a pretty terrible answer. So for some reason, it was Dr. Oz at the White House podium today filling in for Caroline Leavitt, who is still out because she had a baby. And a reporter asked him, this is the fourth checkup that the president has had. He's supposed to have one a year. He's had several CT heart scans. What are the doctors looking for? And Oz really fumbled over his words as he tried to justify all of this from across the world, especially, we're not sure what's going on with them is probably not the wisest move. In red, take it away. Thank you so much, Alina Shirazi from the Daily Mill. This is the fourth checkup that the president has had. He's supposed to have one a year. He's had several CT heart scans. What are the doctors looking for? And second question, I think you might like this one better. Who has been your favorite cabinet secretary so far to do the briefings at the podium? That may not be my favorite question. That might, they're all obviously different. I think Scott Beston's dry humor is fabulous. You, Marco, is just earnestly funny person. We can tell all kinds of stories about Marco's entertaining commentary. I think JD was spectacular. You know, he's just very on his game, understands the issues, and he understands the American people, which is, I appreciated his presentation so much. And I did watch them all, by the way, just to prepare. I'm a doctor. I try to do my homework. I prep for the case. The first issue was about Ebola. No, about President Trump's examination checks. He's had 4 already. The president's supposed to have 1 a year. Yeah, so I actually have talked to the president about what he sent to all of you, and I think it's just a routine. Regular exam. You remember I had the president on my show 10 years ago. He also presented records, and at the time I was stunned at how well he was doing, because so many of these numbers naturally over time will start going in the wrong direction. But if you look at these records, they're spectacular. You know, his cholesterol, his blood pressure, all the numbers are in excellent parameters. His ability, and listen, I work with him frequently. Many of you get to see him almost every day. That amount of energy and that amount of mental acuity does not exist in a vacuum. You have to have a vessel to carry it. And the president has a unique ability to just keep going at all hours of the day with remarkable strength. Let's go. Just, you know, it sounds like pre-approved talking points from Dr. Oz. He thinks it's just a routine exam, except they did a CT scan on his heart and he was there for 3 hours. And matter of fact, we actually don't know all of the tests that Donald Trump did, and we don't know the results of the tests we do know that happened. They didn't release the numbers. They were very vague in this report. The doctor just kind of said, yeah, Trump's great, and really didn't provide much in terms of testing that they did on Donald Trump. And so it seems like Dr. Oz was just given like a script to go out and say. And that's kind of what it sounds like to me. And that's been kind of the case, I think, for the Trump administration. Anytime that one of the goons are asked about Trump's health, it's the same thing, that his numbers are so remarkable. I've never seen anything like it. Yada, yada, yada. Like, give me a break. You know what I mean? Then Dr. Oz was asked if the president is in such perfect health, then why does he keep going back for checkups? And he gave maybe one of the worst answers you possibly could to this question.